Guys, welcome to Eye on the County. We are here with Mr. Rocky Palmquist, who is the Libertarian candidate for Texas Agriculture Commissioner. Yo, welcome, dude.
Thanks, man.
How are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
So, explain to me a little bit about the policies that you're planning on implementing if you're elected.
The first thing we need to look at is industrialized hemp, medical marijuana. You know, this will all be controlled by the Agriculture Department itself.
Right on.
We are one of about 30 some odd states that are not allowed to grow hemp in the country.
Yeah.
It's the most sustainable crop in the world. It actually repairs the soil. It takes less water, and you can get up to 8 harvests a year. This can be the new king cotton of Texas. Yeah. The people do their research and they vote for the right candidates.
Well, what are you basing your research on to say that this is good for Texans?
Well, you can look at any research from the U.S. Department of Agriculture to Texas A&M to Texas Tech. In this day and age with the internet, the information's pretty much available, you know.
Yes,
and these are real studies. This is done by colleges and medical institutes and some of this. This isn't some stoner in the woods, you know, that
yes, sir.
is just sitting around talking. It's actual facts. And there's no reason in the world Texas can't be doing the same thing. We've been the leader in everything as long as we've been a member of this country.
Yes,
and even before we were. And we need to use that Texas ingenuity and that old spirit that we have and get ahead of the game. We can't be in states like Colorado and Kentucky, of all places, do something that we can't do. See, in Texas, you can import hemp. You can have it in clothing. You can cook with it. You can burn your oil lamps with it. But you can't grow it. Now, what kind of hypocrisy is that?
Now, is that the only platform you're running on? Or
Absolutely not. You know, the family farm is just going by the wayside. And we see that every year, and we've been seeing it since we really started Farm Aid way back, you know, what was that, in the 70s. We've got a serious issue going. You know, we've got these giant corporate megaliths like Monsanto and ADM and some of these giant corporate groups and NGOs that actually have protection from the United States government.
Yeah.
You know, say for instance, you can't sue Monsanto over this, even though their pollen is on your property. They're actually trespassing. But instead of you being able to sue them, they can sue you for having their crop. And there's cases of this already in court now.
Yeah, I've already seen those.
You know, you've got ADM and Monsanto, and there's a couple of more, you know. They control more than 50% of our proprietary seed source. 50% of it. Now, that's just a few corporations in control of your whole food. When a giant corporation or your government can control your food from the field to your plate, at the dinner table, we've got a serious issue in this country. Nobody should be able to control things like that except yourself. And we have their ever nosing into the business, and you have a lot of nursery industry in this area, as a matter of fact, okay? Do you know what it costs some of those guys just to be able to grow those plants? And I'm not talking marijuana, I'm talking shrubs, trees, flowers. It's costing them $125 a year in a permit fee to the Texas Department of Agriculture just to grow a cotton picket rose.
$125 a year for one plant, right?
That's right. If you're growing that plant, they're going to come in and inspect your property. They're going to walk on your property, whether you're there or not, whether you like it or not, and they're going to inspect your crops. You better have that fee there. You better have paid it. You don't have that license there, or heaven forbid, you don't have some of the other paperwork that they require on you. They'll rag tag you and shut you down in a heartbeat.
So I'm just going to take a guess here. You're totally against GMOs?
No, I'm really not against the GMO. I'm for freedom, you know. I'm not a big fan of it, you know.
Yeah.
But I do believe that there should be a choice out there. If they want to, they want to eat GMO, yeah, go ahead. I prefer organic. I like the taste of vegetables when they're grown organic. They don't taste like plastic, right?
Yeah.
So I go that way. I just believe that there can be a choice between the both of them, but the government is playing favoritism by backing up Monsanto and the rest of them.
Yeah.
You can't do that. That's what's driving the family farm broke. And if we're allowed to grow hemp, and let me get back to that, in medical marijuana, I can tell you, in the first 4 years of that in the state of Texas, we can get rid of the property tax. Just do sales tax on marijuana. We can get rid of the property tax in this state. But you're not going to find the legislature or the rest of the thugs in Austin telling you that, because I guarantee you every one of them is getting a kickback from a pharmaceutical lobby, from a Monsanto lobby. They're all getting something to pad that pocket, and it's not the family farmer that's doing it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Henderson County, like, I know we like our family farmers, and in fact that's why we support them so much by bringing in the farmers markets. Next spring, I believe that they're bringing a farmers market to Gun Barrel.
That's great.
Which is very exciting. Athens has had one for a few years.
Yeah.
We're really excited about our farmers, and we like to support our farmers. And if you're really for the farmers, then man, personally, I like where you're coming from.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, I'm 11th generation farmer. My family has been here since the Spanish land grants.
Really?
Since the very early 1800s. I'm still working that same land today. So Texas is near and dear to me. So the old family farm of, you know, you go and you help your neighbors raise the barn, or your family, or the neighbor up the road, you know, the tractor is down and they've got to get the crop in. You know, you live in the tractor for the day. I'm old school. What we need is more compassion in people, more decent neighbors, and less government, because all they do is get in the way of everything.
Yeah. All right. Whoa. Yo, anything else you want to say, Rocky?
I need people to get out and vote, man. This is serious. You don't have to vote for that Republican, and you don't have to vote for that Democrat. This is the same old bipolar politics that we have had in Texas. It's the same bipolar politics that we've had in Texas since we've become a state in the Union. Look, the Republican, he's already been drummed out of office once. Nobody really knows what he stands for, except that he's against Obama, he's against burning the flag, and he's against gay marriage, and not a damn one of those things has anything to do with agriculture. You've got the Democrat over here, Jim Hogan. Nobody's ever seen him before. We don't know what he looks like. He's never released a picture, and we don't even know what his policy stances are. So there's a clear choice. There's a Democrat, you don't know what you're going to get from because you've never seen him. You got a Republican, you know what you're going to get from that guy, and that's going to be more spending, more authoritarian, and he's been drummed out once, let's drum him out again. I can get up there and do the work for the real family, for the real farmer and the real rancher. It's not a rocket scientist that has to be up there. These pencil pushers are the ones that have driven us to the point that we're at now, and it's time to kick their ass out of office.
This guy. Yo, well, Rocky, I can't thank you enough
I appreciate it, buddy.
letting us come out and talk to you about some of your policies and your platforms. And
look us up at www.vote4rocky.com, and you can get a newsletter from us, and people can get in touch with us that way if they want yard signs, more information. Man, I'll talk to anybody. All they got to do is pick up the phone and call me. I'm not going to hide behind the secretary.
Okay, yo, you heard it. vote4rocky.com. As always, stay blessed and know we got our eye on the county, because that's what's up.